Welcome to this presentation on media utilization at Deepwater Junior High School. This is a Team 1 presentation with participants being Christy Emerson, Kayla Camlin, Paul Bennett, and Anthony Baber. So what is media utilization? Let's look at this short video clip just to get a little background. As you saw in this video, media utilization can be a great way to get learners more engaged in their learning processes. Now, let's dig a little deeper. What is media utilization? Media utilization is defined by the Association for Educational Communication and Technologies as the systematic use of resources for learning. Media utilization is the decision-making process involved in the selection and implementation of instructional resources and media. Instructional media can be defined as the hardware and software devices used for the purpose of instruction. For example, computers, tablets, applications, etc., used for the purpose of instruction are all forms of instructional media. The process of media utilization involves both the selection of how educational media is communicated and delivered. The act of selecting media for educational purposes can be a painstaking process, which involves rigorous attention to detail. Educators and instructional designers are required to pay close attention to the media they choose to implement during instruction. Instructional media must be chosen with the goal of enhancing the instructional process. Instruction should not be hindered by attempting to conform to a specific type of media. Let's look at Deepwater Junior High. Deepwater Junior High is a 6th, 7th, and 8th grade campus that serves approximately 650 students. While it is a part of Deer Park Independent School District, it is located in Pasadena, Texas, in the northeast part of the city known as the Deepwater area. Deepwater Junior High School is one of 4 junior high campuses that feed into Deer Park High School. The principal, Scott Davis, has held his position for 8 years, and the schools consist of approximately 55 certified teachers and maintains very little teacher turnover. Specific areas of interest for Deepwater Junior High involve the implementation of one-to-one iPads. All teachers have been provided with teacher-issued iPads and attend monthly technology trainings. Most teachers currently understand how to operate an iPad, although some teachers struggle with how to properly utilize the student iPads in the classroom. One of the concerns is that teachers may be trying to incorporate specific apps into their lessons instead of first looking at their lesson objectives and deciding what apps will support and strengthen their instruction. As a result, the Campus Technology Instructional Specialist, or CTIS, now attends weekly planning meetings and assists teachers not only with the apps that support and strengthen instruction, but also how to best utilize these apps with instruction. By implementing instructional design along with the iPads, the hope is that the instruction will become more efficient and rigorous as teachers make better use of technology in order to involve higher levels of thinking. So some of Deepwater Junior High's strengths is that it is dedicated to providing its students with opportunities to effectively use instructional media and participate in authentic learning experiences through technology use. The school has the resources necessary to prepare their students for a career in the 21st century. Allowing students to learn through creative and exploratory means by providing access to information available using the Internet is critical in facilitating a connection between students and the real world. Deepwater understands this critical necessity and is currently working toward the goal of becoming a one-to-one technology campus by providing an iPad for every student. The dedication of staff, coupled with a stable leadership position and low turnover among teaching staff, allow for greater hope for long-term success of any technology implementation project. In addition to meeting the goals required to ensure student success in a technologically savvy world, Deepwater Junior High has implemented a support plan to assist teachers in facilitation of this new technology. Teachers are able to attend monthly trainings where they meet with campus technology instructional specialists, where they receive support and assistance in implementing the new technology tools in their classrooms. Teachers also have weekly planning meetings with grade-level teachers, subject area teachers, and the CTIS to create or alter their lessons to integrate the new technology. Deepwater Junior High has adopted a learning management system called Canvas to assist in the connection process between teacher and student technology interaction. Some of Deepwater Junior High's weaknesses, however, is that as a result of the dedication to technology use, Deepwater Junior High is currently facing an overload to the technology department for computer and technology work orders. Moreover, some teachers are not adept in using technology and have difficulties implementing technology on a basic level. Often, many teachers are attempting to modify their teaching to wedge in a specific application, which causes the lessons to appear disjointed or disorganized. Teachers have also expressed difficulties in classroom management issues as a result of student iPad use. A primary classroom management system concern, as it applies to students' use of iPads, is helping students to view devices as a learning tool rather than as a toy or a game. There is a negative perception among teachers of the time cost involved in transitioning lessons to integrate new technology. So the current strategies implemented by Deer Park Independent School District and Deepwater Junior High focus on providing technology support and training for teachers. Teachers meet with campus technology instructional specialists for weekly check-in meetings. Teachers have monthly meetings with CTIS for lesson planning assistance, guidance, and support. Certified staff members also attend annual technology trainings provided by the school district. In addition to training and support meetings, the LMS is available as a support device for teachers and students. The learning management system is designed to be used as a facilitation tool to aid in assignment submission, grading, and providing students with resources and feedback. Currently, the LMS is used for turning in assignments and grading. Teachers are not required to use the LMS for submission of assignments, but it is encouraged. So the specific problem is that Deepwater Junior High School is struggling to successfully empower their teachers with the skills needed to transition to a one-to-one campus. Many teachers need resources and support in addition to the training system currently in place. Technology support staff is stretched thinly across the school district and unable to address the needs of teachers at all times. So some future recommendations is that teachers will be given the opportunity to observe teachers within the same content area they teach who have demonstrated mastery in the integration of technology into their classroom and teaching. Teachers will also meet one-on-one with CTIS for technology mentoring sessions to plan lessons and develop strategies to smoothly integrate technology into current curriculum needs. The district and campus will also develop a timeline for technology integration. This timeline will assist the CTIS in moving the teachers toward complete instructional technology integration. This timeline would start with small, manageable changes and progress to more complicated tasks related to technology integration. This phased implementation strategy is designed with the goal of reducing stress on CTIS, technology support, as well as the teachers. The creation of clearly defined and achievable steps can prevent any group from being overwhelmed and ending their support for the project. Another option is the creation of a solutions library consisting of commonly encountered issues by CTIS and posted in an area accessible to all teachers that will assist the technology integration in multiple ways. The library would consist of easy-to-follow steps to solve the most common technology problems that are encountered by teachers, CTIS, and technology support. These short videos or step-to-step instructions would be made available to all staff as they go through the technology integration process. The increased comfort level felt by the teaching staff will allow those teachers that are hesitant to embrace technology to experiment with different ways of using the technology without the fear of creating a situation they can't fix themselves. This library would assist CTIS and technology support by eliminating the need for them to use time fixing relatively minor problems and instead allow them to focus on larger technology issues and improve technology integration into the daily teaching practices. This solutions library could eventually be a place for teachers who are properly using technology in their lesson plans to demonstrate best practices in order to reach a wider audience than a one-to-one mentoring program. There's also the possibility of implementing an Innovators Award for teachers that have embraced the technology integration or found a new way of incorporating technology as a way to enhance an existing lesson plan, and it can be presented during monthly meetings with CTIS and teachers to encourage continued search for innovative uses by the teachers. We hope that this will be a way to motivate teachers to work just a little bit harder if they get recognition. One of the alternatives that our group came up to is that teachers who are unable to participate in a physical observation are provided a collection of videos demonstrating proper implementation of technology integration in the classroom. Another alternative is that each grade level and subject area has a professional learning committee called a PLC. This PLC meets monthly to explore ways to enhance teaching abilities. This group's recommendation is that in this setting, each teacher will be assigned a computer program or app that will be used on the iPads to augment the traditional lessons with activities which use methods that address various learning styles such as visual, kinesthetic, audio, etc. Content area teachers will each review and implement a specific application for their student that is relevant to the contact area for a 3 to 5 week period and become the PLC's subject matter expert on that app. During that 3 to 5 week period, the respective teachers will perform formative and summative evaluations on the app to share at the PLC meeting. You can see a graphical demonstration of this type of model that we've come up with. In the figure on the left, you can see where each teacher has been assigned an app, or the teacher can choose the app to which they're most familiar to become the subject matter expert. At the end of the 3 to 5 week period, as you can see in the figure on the right, the apps will rotate to other teachers in the committee. At this point, each teacher becomes a mentor for the person with the new app, acting as the subject matter expert, and the teacher becomes the student to the person who explored the app in the prior period. Subsequent learning periods will follow the same model. The purpose of this exercise is for teachers to gain a bank of apps from which they can draw upon for use in learning enhancement exercises. These applications are then selected to be used as supplemental and tutorial resources to address the specific learning needs and gaps of students. As new technological products and processes become available to educational professionals, they need to be in a position to evaluate them and provide students access to the best of the new. This method of dividing and conquering different apps will allow the teachers and the PLCs to make an effective use of their time and learn the applications in more depth. They'll also have multiple apps to choose from once the process is done. In addition, in order to make the best use of the CTIS's time for supporting individual departments, the recommendation is that the departments use historical data on TEKS, which are Texas Educational Knowledge and Skills, to find out the learner's performance on state assessments. The departments would identify a short list of TEKS that have historically low learner scores on the state assessments and submit those particular learning objectives to the CTIS in order to request tools to overcome those specific areas of weakness. By narrowing the scope of work for the CTIS, the teachers will gain much more beneficial information than having the CTIS aid with broad types of applications. Let's look at a video clip of how one teacher uses iPads in his classroom.
We're just going to do what we do every day. My students have various routines using the iPad, and we're just going to do what we always do. Fluency routines, leveled readers, some journaling, just all the basic things that we do in the classroom, ticket to read. Okay? So, we're going to do word work, guys, just like we do every day. So we're going to start off with our phonics routine, then we're going to go straight into our sound spelling cards, blending our words using paper. Okay? So all together. I want to see the movements. Okay, guys, show me the movements. I like paper because it was a free app. It was an award-winning app. I believe it was App of the Year. So we use that for journaling, and we use that for art. I use it for word work. In the mornings, I use iBooks a lot. We have our sound spelling cards on iBooks. We have our leveled fluency on iBooks. We have our leveled readers. I'm not sure if I mentioned that on iBooks. And so our morning, really, our routines revolve around fluency, level reading. We use iBooks for that. We've recently begun using Book Creator for writing, and my advanced students that have really mastered their writing skills. Right now we're focusing on sequencing, and so when they're done with their writing, then they can take what they wrote, what they finished using, right from the beginning, they can transition that onto Book Creators. And it's just countless apps. Reading Raven, 1 and 2, Word Families, V1, V2. There's just a ton of really good apps. But I don't think it's about the apps, really. I think that there should be a certain standard for the apps that we use in the classroom, because piloting this year, what I realized was that a good majority of my time was taken up by vetting appropriate apps. Because there's apps that look shiny, they look great, they have bells and whistles, but what I noticed was I want apps in the classroom that, 1, allow me to differentiate instruction, that 2, track student progress, and 3 is teaching the standards that I want to teach. Because most of the apps are usually pretty good at being engaging the students, but if they're not following up the direct instruction in the classroom, if they're not giving me data that I can look at, and if it doesn't differentiate instruction, then I feel like we're kind of losing the power of the iPad. Because really, I mean, the whole great thing about having iPads in the classroom is to be able to differentiate instructions per student. That's why we're one-to-one. If not, if they're all going to be doing kind of the same thing anyway, then that's kind of direct instruction all over again, and that's kind of just like having a little mini projector screen in front of them. So if they're all going to be doing the same thing, I might as well just be showing it on my smartboard, or teachers have projectors. But if we're going to give every student an iPad, I think that we should choose apps that level to their ability. Like, for example, Ticket to Read. I understand Ticket to Read is not really an app, it's a web-based program that we can access using an iPad. But another example would be Reading Raven. That differentiates instruction according to where the student is at. If they're still at phonics, it doesn't advance them. If they're beyond phonics and they're really blending or reading sentences, then they move forward according to the mastery level. There's apps out there that are really great at teaching a certain standard or blending, for example, but they're just repetitive. They don't advance. They don't move the students forward, and they don't track their progress. So when they're done using the app, I have to assess them to figure out if they really mastered what the app was teaching them. Well, that's why do that when there's apps that will do that for us. Kind of like iExcel. iExcel, another web-based program, great for the students. They practice a certain standard. If they advance, iExcel will move them forward. I can track that data, and I can use that to inform my assessment. And I think that's the power behind the iPad. So our pattern here is O-R-E. I should see O-R-E in a different color, please.
So this is a really great way that this particular teacher was able to implement the iPads in his classroom. And we hope that this will be a way that teachers can further engage their students in the learning process. So media utilization has the potential to vastly improve the quality of education being delivered to the students. But this can only happen if students are exposed to this media in the best possible way. And this can only be obtained through the practice of design. Deepwater Junior High is currently implementing the one-to-one program with the iPads for students. And there are several tools in place that are assisting the staff to ensure the proper rollout and use of this technology, including a CTIS group, meetings, and technology support. Due to ingrained practices, limited resources, and a lack of clear understanding about the correct use for the incorporation of technology into current curriculum, there are some opportunities for improvement in this media utilization. These improvements include observations and meetings with high-level users of the technology and developmental teachers, creation of a timeline with a phased approach to multiple technology achievement goals, student understanding analysis, creation of a solutions library, and rewarding innovative use of the technology among teachers. The inclusion of these tools will better assist teachers to utilize the new iPad media and to enhance current lesson plans. Thank you for joining us for our presentation. We hope that you have some tools to use to move forward in your own instructional design processes.